Hi, and thank you for tuning in. I have another great story for you. So let's get right into it. He said, "Go into your room, shut the door behind you, and pray to your Father who is in secret. That is the one who is innermost. What is innermost is the fullness, and there is nothing further within. And this is what they call uppermost. Fall and return to fullness. Before Christ, some came from a realm they could not re enter, and they went to a place they could not yet leave. None Christ came. Those who went in, he brought out, and those who went out, he brought in. When Eve was in Adam, when Eve was in Adam, there was no death. When she was separated from him, death came. If she enters into him again, and he embraces her, death will cease to be. Why have you forsaken me, my God? My God, why, Lord, have you forsaken me? He spoke these words on the cross, for he had left that place. The Master was conceived from what is imperishable through God. The Master rose from the dead, but he did not come into being as he was, rather, his body was completely perfect. It was a flesh, and this flesh was true flesh. Our flesh is not true flesh, but only an image of the true flesh. The wedding chamber. Animals do not have a wedding chamber, nor do slaves or defiled women. The wedding chamber is for free men and virgins. Baptism. We are born again through the Holy Spirit, and we are conceived through the Christ in baptism with two elements. We are anointed through the Spirit, and when we were conceived, we were united. No one can see oneself in the water or in a mirror without light, nor can you see yourself in the light without water or a mirror. So it is necessary to baptize with two elements, light and water. And light is charism, the temple in Jerusalem. There were three structures for sacrifice in Jerusalem. One opened to the west and was called the Holy Place. A second opened to the south and was called the Holy of the Holy. And the third opened to the east and was called the Holy of Holies, where only the high priest could enter. The holy place is baptism. The Holy of Holies is redemption. The Holy of Holies is the bridal chamber. Baptism entails resurrection and redemption is in the bridal chamber. The bridal chamber is within a realm superior to what we belong to, and you cannot find anything like it. These are the ones who worship in spirit and in truth, for they do not worship in Jerusalem. There are people in Jerusalem who do worship in Jerusalem, and they await the mysteries called the Holy of Holies, the curtain of which was torn. Our bridal chamber is the image of the bridal chamber above. That is why its curtain was torn up from top to bottom, or some people from below had to go up, wearing the light. The powers cannot see those who have put on the perfect light, and they cannot seize them. One puts on the light in the mystery of union. Union in the bridal chamber. If the female had not separated from the male, the female and the male would not have died. The separation of male and female was the beginning of death. Christ came to heal the separation that was from the beginning and reunite the two in order to give life to those who died through separation and unite them. A woman is united with her husband in the bridal chamber, and those united in the bridal chamber will not be separated again. That is why we, Eve, became separated from Adam, because she had not united with him in the bridal chamber. Adam's soul came from a breath. The soul's companion is spirit, and the spirit given to him in his mother. His soul was taken from him and replaced with spirit. When he was united with the spirit, he uttered words superior to the powers, and the powers envied him. They separated him from his spiritual companion, hidden bridal chamber. Jesus at the Jordan. Jesus revealed himself at the Jordan River as the fullness of heaven's kingdom. The one conceived before all was conceived again. The one anointed before was anointed again. The one redeemed, redeemed. Others, the mystery of the virgin birth. It is necessary to utter a mystery. The Father of all the united with the Virgin who came down, and fire shone on him. On that day, that one revealed the great bridal chamber, and in this way his body came into being. On that day he came forth from the bridal chamber as one born of a bridegroom and a bride. So Jesus established all within it. And it is fitting for each of the disciples to enter into his rest. The births of Adam and Christ. Adam came from two virgins, the Spirit and the virgin earth. Christ was born of a virgin to correct the fall that occurred in the beginning. The two trees in paradise. There are two trees growing in paradise. One produces animals and the other produces people. Adam ate of the tree that produces animals, and he became an animal and brought forth animals. As a result, Adam's children worshipped animals. The tree whose fruit he ate is the tree of knowledge, and because of this, sins increased. If he had eaten the fruit of the other tree, the fruit of the tree of life, which produces people, gods would worship people. As in paradise, God created people. that people might create God. So also in this word, people make gods and worship what they have created. It would be more fitting that God would worship people, accomplishments. The truth is a person's accomplishments, depending on the person's abilities. And for this reason, we refer to accomplishments as abilities. Among such accomplishments are a person's children, and they come into being from a time of rest. No one's abilities come to expression in what one accomplishes, and rest is clearly found in children. You will find this also applies to the image. These are the people made after the image who accomplish things through their strength and bring forth children through rest. Slaves and the free. In this world, slaves serve the free. In heaven's kingdom, the free will serve the slaves, and the attendants of the bridal chamber will serve the wedding guests. The attendants of the bridal chamber have only one name, and that is rest. When they are together, they need no other form, for they are in contemplation, perception. They are superior among those in the glories of glories. Jesus going down into the water. It was necessary for Jesus to go down into the water in order to perfect and purify it. So also those who are baptized in his name are perfected. For he said, thus shall we perfect all righteousness. Resurrection and baptism. People who say they will first die and then arise are wrong. If they do not receive the resurrection first while they are alive, they will receive nothing when they die. So it is said of baptism, great is baptism, for if people receive it, they will live. Joseph and the carpenter. Philip the apostle said, Joseph the carpenter planted a garden, for he needed wood for his trade. He is the one who made the cross from the trees he planted, and his own offspring hung on what he planted. His offspring was Jesus, and what he planted was the cross. The tree of life, however, is in the middle of the garden. It is an olive tree, and from it comes chrism, and from chrism comes resurrection. This world eats corpses. This world eats corpses and everything eaten in this world also dies through. Truth eats life, and no one nourished by truth will die. Jesus came from that realm and brought food from there, and he gave life to all who wanted it, that they might not die. God plants paradise. God planted a garden, and humans lived in it. The garden. There are some who dwell with God. This garden is where it will be said to me, eat this and do not eat that as you wish. This is where I shall eat everything. Where the tree of knowledge is, that tree killed Adam. But here the tree of knowledge has brought people back to life. That tree was the law. It can give knowledge of good and evil. But it neither freed Adam from evil nor made him good. And it brought death to those who ate of it. For when it was said, eat this and do not eat that, death began. Prison is superior to baptism. Chrism is superior to baptism. We are called Christians from the word chrism, not from the word baptism. Christ also has his name from chrism, for the Father anointed the Son. The Son anointed the apostles, and the apostles anointed us. Whoever is anointed has everything: resurrection light, cross, Holy Spirit. The Father gave all this to the person in the bridal chamber, and the person accepted it. The Father was in the Son, and the Son was in the Father. This is heaven's kingdom. Laughing. The Master put it very well. Some people have gone into heaven's kingdom laughing, and they have come out laughing. Someone said that this is a Christian. The person said again, that is the one who went down into the water and came up as Lord of all. Redemption is no laughing matter, but a person goes laughing into heaven's kingdom out of our contempt for these rags. If the person despises the body and considers it a laughing matter, the person will come out laughing. So it is also with bread, the cup, and the oil, though there are mysteries higher than these. Creation through a mistake. The world came into being through a mistake. The Creator wanted to make it incorruptible and immortal, but he failed and did not get what he hoped for. For the world is not incorruptible, and the Creator of the world is not incorruptible. Things are not incorruptible, but offspring are nothing can receive incorruptibility, unless it is an offspring, and whatever cannot receive certainly cannot give. Eucharist and baptism. The cup of prayer contains wine and the water, for it represents the blood, for which thanksgiving is offered. It is full of the Holy Spirit, and it belongs to the completely perfect human. When we drank it, we take to ourselves the perfect human. The living water is a body, and we must put on the living human. Thus, when one is about to go down into the water, one strips in order to put on the living human, like bring forth, like. A horse brings forth a horse. A human brings forth humans. A deity brings forth deities. So also bridegrooms and brides come from the bridegroom and bride. Oh, Philip wrote some interesting stuff that isn't in our Bible, huh? Well, thank you for listening to another story. Please like, subscribe, and share. May God bless you, and may this be the very words you needed to hear for today, this very time and hour. Hope it encouraged you.